Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
Good evening everyone. A Tasmanian tech company has signed a multi-million-dollar contract with the US Navy following the Premier's recent trade mission in America. Labor is also welcoming the deal but are renewing their calls for the government to wind back regulations for businesses on home soil.
Taking a seat in the captain's chair of a virtual boat, the Premier getting hands-on with some of the world's most advanced maritime simulation technology made by local firm Pivot Maritime, which has just landed a contract of more than $2 million with the US Navy.
We're certainly very proud of this achievement. The team have worked extraordinarily hard.
The portable simulators will be used by the Americans on their ships to better manage bridge resources. The deal coming off the back of Jeremy Ratcliffe's recent trade mission in America, putting pen to paper after negotiations started 6 years ago.
These things take time, but you have to start somewhere, and the most key to this is being in market and ensuring you're establishing and building those relationships.
Meanwhile, the opposition is wanting to open doors for Tasmania's nightlife and hospitality operators to help businesses like Way Music Group, which started 10 months ago to re-energise Hobart's declining nightlife with more live music events.
We faced a lot of difficulties actually getting into spots that council approves for us, and for the amount of time that we can actually run events.
Labor claiming the government has already followed its calls for UTAS, GBE and Stony Rise development laws and wants it to do the same again.
There's a lot of opportunity for the Premier here, for the government to take a hold of yet another Labor policy to push forward for a nighttime economy that's attractive, vibrant and fun.
By slashing red tape, creating all-day economic zones and offer liquor licensing fee rebates. And while the Premier rejects the opposition leader's remarks on being a step behind on policy...
Well, I think Dean is dreaming when it comes to that. It's, government is complex.
He's not ruling out further ways to cut red tape.
We'll look at whatever's possible to ensure that we're reducing the barriers to business. That's what we're about.
Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
More details have been revealed about a precarious rescue of an international tourist from the Franklin River. Reporter Ruby Cairns joins us live now. Welcome to you, Ruby. Authorities have contacted his family back home.
That's right, Michael. Tasmania Police has been able to get in touch with the man's sister, located in Lithuania, some 15,000 kilometres away from Tasmania. The 65-year-old man was with 10 friends. The whole group experienced pack rafters, which is what they were doing on the Franklin River when his leg became trapped after he tripped on slippery rocks, falling into the rapids on Friday afternoon.
His leg, knee entrapped in the rocks in a deep section of that rapid, and there was a number of hazards that we had to deal with.
His smartwatch sending out the alarm, with paramedics, surf lifesavers and police responding to the call. But eventually the decision to amputate his leg was made after 20 long hours. One of his friends was a doctor who helped to translate. The rest of the group with their equipment also airlifted from the scene following the incident, with the man still in a critical condition in the Royal Hobart Hospital tonight. Michael.
Thanks for that, Ruby. Ruby Cairns reporting there from Hobart. Well, the Greens and animal welfare advocates are urging the government against re-signing a new funding deed with Tas Racing until it has been looked at in Parliament. The current agreement is due to expire in 2029, which has this year alone seen more than $35 million of taxpayers' money poured into the industry, and around $500 million since it was first signed. While the party wants the sector shut down in Tasmania, Greens MLC Cassie O'Connor says the deed should be at least scrutinised before it's passed.
It is a matter of really serious public interest in a state where we've got spiralling debt, cuts to public services, not enough money being put into community services.
Jeremy Ratcliffe says the sector contributes around $200 million annually to the state's economy, and recent laws around animal welfare will help ensure safety matters are addressed. They were on their bikes early this morning in Launceston for Sally's Ride. It's the annual cycle that raises funds and awareness around mental health issues, and this year some famous faces joined the pack.
He may have retired as a professional World Tour road bicycle racer, but Launceston's Richie Port was fit and ready for today's event as he made some last-minute tweaks to his bike.
This is my first Sally's Ride, so it's something that I always wanted to do, and it's nice to have that chance to tick that box today.
Commonwealth Games cyclist Georgia Baker also adding star quality to the event, both Georgia and Richie joining about 160 other riders to tackle the main race, the 100-kilometre Tamar Valley Cycle Challenge. Perfect weather conditions allowed the cyclists to get out of Launceston quickly and onto the back roads. A series of shorter rides also held the 50-kilometre trek, setting off an hour later, while a 10-kilometre sprint attracted a healthy field. Initially started in 2002, Sally's Ride has grown each year, raising funds for mental health.
So Sally Fletcher, the originator of Sally's Ride, was part of our club for many years, and we took over the ride many years ago, and we've been looking after the ride ever since. Exhausted
but satisfaction etched on the faces of those who completed the main event in less than 3.5 hours. Husband and wife duo Sandra and Jason Cowling among some of the first back home.
We had a good ride, and we had the one stop at Beaconsfield, refuel. Yeah.
Most of us in our bunch ride daily, almost during the week. So it's to do the 100, you sort of want to be relatively fit.
About $25,000 raised for mental health support. Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
48 of Tasmania's tennis stars have been named as the official ball kids for the next Hobart International. The cohort set to be on court alongside some of the world's most successful tennis stars, with all the action to begin in the new year.
It's one of Tasmania's biggest summer sport events, and these kids will be part of the action.
This experience for the ball kids is massive. It gets them so excited being out on court with some of the best female tennis players in the world. It's an awesome experience.
The group officially part of the 30th Hobart International Ball Kids squad, alongside 46 other children.
I've done it a couple of times and I just found it good to see new people coming into the program.
A lot of them have come back a lot stronger, a lot better, and yeah, it was interesting to see them all.
It's a role they take very seriously, with training and trials taking place over many months.
It's lots of practicing your roles, your servicing, your communication on court, a lot of that kind of stuff.
Well, it's not just the players keen to score an ace. Organisers of next year's event are looking to see more full seats than ever before.
We had record attendances this year in 2024, just under 17,000 people. We're aiming for over 20,000 this year.
And while we haven't yet heard which players will be hitting the court, there is one particularly sweet new recruit.
Van Diemen's here behind us on site selling ice cream, so it's great to have a local product on site for the first time, and we're thrilled to be able to welcome them in.
All the action gets underway early next year. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian runner Dylan Goss has finished his run around Tasmania, raising funds and awareness for mental health while supporting Speak Up, Stay Chatty. He finished his run where he started earlier this month in Devonport. Dylan has collected more than $22,000 during his 1,300-kilometre trek across the state. Starting with the WBBL, and the Hurricanes are a step closer to finals, taking down the Scorchers with a win by 3 wickets in Perth last night. Canes Scottish import Catherine Bryce was named Player of the Match. But a win by the Sydney Sixers tonight could knock out the Hurricanes on superior run rate. Tasmania has started strong in day one of their Sheffield Shield clash with New South Wales in Sydney. The Tigers were thrown into bat after losing the toss. Opener Jake Weatherall was out first ball. Fellow opener Nivethan Radhakrishnan showed some resistance, bringing up a half-ton. But a partnership between Tim Ward and Jordan Silk steadied the ship for Tasmania as they looked to build a big total. The Tigers were 4 for 251 at stumps.
Good evening. It was another fine day across the island today, except for some cloud and drizzle about the east. Hobart 16 degrees, 11 degrees warmer in Launceston with 27, Devonport and Burnie both 21. Across the island we saw 27 also at Ouse and Luncheon Hill, 25 at Lyowini and the Hearts Mountains, St Helens 22, the Islands and Lowhead 20, Strawn not far behind 19, 17 recorded at Friendly Beaches and 15 on Maria Island. Extensive high cloud was seen about the northeast with plenty of high cloud streaming over from the northwest. There are thunderstorms brewing across the Territory and central WA. Afternoon convective cloud sits over the nation with the exception of southern WA and Tasmania. Tomorrow a high will pass to the west of the state as a ridge runs up the Queensland coast. South to southeasterly winds 5 to 15 knots about the west. Southwesterly swells peaking at 2.5 metres in the south. Possible showers on the way for our capital tomorrow. Hobart 21, 19 and cloudy in Dover, 27 and partly cloudy for Ouse. Partly cloudy skies extending to the north, another warm one in Launceston 27, 21 the high at Devonport, Scottsdale 24. A few grey skies for Burnie, 21, cloud clearing in Strawn, 9 overnight with a high of 19 tomorrow. Similar conditions in Stanley with 21 there. St Helens cloudy 21, much the same for Swansea 23, 27 and partly cloudy skies in Ross. Forecast now for Tuesday, morning fog at first. It will be otherwise fine before light showers develop in the afternoon with possible afternoon thunderstorms about King Island. Wednesday, statewide showers with possible thunderstorms firing up about the west and the north. And on Thursday, showers continue, contracting to the east and south in the evening. To our national forecast now as we kick off the last week of spring. 35 and possible morning showers in Broome, partly cloudy in Adelaide and Brisbane 27, warming up in Canberra with 33 degrees there. Right now, Hobart 15 degrees, mostly cloudy, Launceston 23, partly cloudy, Devonport 18 and fine and sunny. Lovely to share the weekend with you, Michael. Murph will return tomorrow, provided he hasn't pulled a hammy at lawn bowls this afternoon.
Yes, Kai, I think lawn bowls might be a little bit too fast-paced for Murph and myself, I must say. Well, that's all in news for now. Hope, Lou, you get your voice back and back next weekend. Thanks for joining us. Good night.